coming down Main Street right now. You can see one of the first planes. That is actually a KC-135 fueler that is part of the air refueling wing out of McConnell. And that is the official kickoff to the 15th Annual Veterans Day Parade. My name is Gloria Van Race. I am with Channel 10 Cake News. I am a weekend anchor for them, so I'm going to cover this and then read the news tonight. As the parade is slowly starting at the far end of the parade route. Up here, I am with the judges. They will be marking each of the entries based on a wide variety of things that they are looking for. They're looking for patriotism, relevance to Veterans Day, spectator appeal, that's my personal favorite, and level of preparation or presentation. Now, you're actually an unbiased member of this, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. Can you tell us what you specifically look for in a float?
We look for originality and flow and see how well it was put together.
Love it. So keep in mind, the floats, they are here to commemorate Veterans Day, but they also have something in it for them as well. The brave men and women who protect this city every day. They're actually not an official entry. They're here just providing security. And right as the parade crosses the library with the JROTC color guard, you can see the commemorative Air Force overhead. We have two planes coming down Main Street right now. One of those is a twin-engine Cessna Bobcat from 1943. There is a 1943 open cockpit Fairchild PT-23 and a Navy SNJ-4, which is the one with the smoke. And the JROTC from USD 259 leads off this parade with the American flag, Kansas flag, flags of our military service, the Wichita flag, and the flag for USD 259. And right behind them we have Team Spirit. I'm sure you can actually see from, they're pretty loud. Guys, you can get louder. Thank you. I can't hear you guys. Thank you. Team Spirit Riders, this is Spirit Aerosystems. Spirit Aerosystems is the major sponsor of this parade, so if you enjoy today, thanks Spirit Aerosystems. They built some of the major aircraft flying in the world today. Beautiful weather today. We got the balloon out. We have the balloon. I know some years they weren't able to do that. And right behind Spirit Aerosystems, this is SPIA. It stands for Society of Professional Engineering Employees in Aerospace. That's a mouthful, guys. They go by SPIA, call them SPIA. And they are actually one of the original founders of this parade. So big credit to them for that. And in the truck, you will see an 85-year-old Korean War veteran, Raymond Franz. He worked in the communication division and he climbed telephone poles in Korea, and he was shot at many, many times as a result of that. Next we have the American Legion Riders. Guys, I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. Thank you. The American Legion's mission is to support programs of the American Legion. Now the passenger on the trike, there we go. That's First Lieutenant Charles G. Chauncey. He was a B-29 pilot, and he flew 35 missions in the Pacific. Is that right? Well, thank you for your service, sir. And right behind her, this is Grassland Estates. They are a retirement community with a number of military veterans. You can see them right in there. Make sure to wave at them and show them your support. And next is Alpha Drop Zone. They are actually the sponsors of tonight's Veterans Appreciation Concert. Tickets are only $5. It's at the Cotillion, and the doors are at 6 p.m. They're a full-service Army-Navy store, and they help over 42 local veteran services organizations. And Primary Residential Mortgage is out here supporting our veterans. There's the Matco tow truck. And they're all part of Alpha Drop Zone. This is the Matco toy truck. Oh, I just lost my notes. The Matco toy truck, driven by Steve Green, is collecting toys for the Warrior Transition Battalion. Ladies and gentlemen, they're followed by today's Grand Marshal, Colonel Robert Hester. He's a field artillery officer who retired in '95 after more than 26 years of active military service. And right behind him is the group representing sitting Congressman Mike Pompeo. Over several vehicles. Hi, yes. Oh, they're giving me candy. You know I can't turn down candy. Thank you.
High school marching.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love a good marching band. Oh, and the congressman is actually right over here on the side. If you want to stop and say hi to him. This is the Wichita High School East Marching Band, the Marching Blue Aces. And that was the Wichita High School East Marching Band, the Marching Blue Aces. Confession time. I love a good marching band. Occasionally, I put it on the iPod and I work out to one. I'll be honest. Oh, yes. And this is the Wichita Wagon Masters, led by Captain Brad Fitz. He is proudly accompanying Admiral Winwagon Smith 43, Steve Dillard. The Wagon Masters built and operate and they maintain the Winwagon, and they support many, many nonprofit causes throughout the year. And they like making noise. The one and only Admiral Winwagon. And they're followed by the Wichita City Council, which you can see in the, I believe that's a yellow Thunderbird, is our Mayor, Jeff Longwell.
Good to have you all here. perfect day.
It is. I'm going to tell Jay Prater you said that.
Yeah.
And he's followed by city council members.
Y'all here? Hey, Brian.
I know you. Oh, thank you. And this is Miss Augusta Carrie Ann Cashon, proudly wearing the crown. And Miss Butler County, Kayla Hawkins. Carrie Ann Cashon is a young professional currently pursuing her MBA at Wichita State University. Wow, congratulations. And following her is the Miss Asian Festival representatives. We have the newest winner is Miss Greshma Reddy. She's a senior at Wichita Collegiate High School. She actually won just last week, actually, in Century 2, right behind us. Oh, I'm losing my flyers. And joining her is first runner-up Miss Betty Yang. She's a sophomore at Wichita State, and the one, the only, Cakes Lily Woo. Oh, nice. Hi, everyone. And Lily is also, aside from working for Cake, she's also the pageant director for the Wichita Asian Festival. And next we have, in the first car here, we have Miss Kingman County and Miss Heartland. Good morning, ladies. Oh,
You're back here.
okay, there we go. In this front car is actually Miss Heart of the Midwest Teen and Miss Heartland Teen. Morning, ladies. Thank you for making it out here. And next is Jim Price. He is a disabled veteran and he is running for state senate. He's here to support all the men and women who've served in our armed forces. And this is the group supporting Dan Giroux. He is running for Congress. I can't hear you guys. A little louder, a little louder. That's right. Dan Giroux would like to thank all the men and women who have served in their country and are still serving.
Dan Giroux!
Yes. Hi. Oh, 17.
Who works for you? Dan Giroux! Who works for you? Dan Giroux!
And this is the Wichita area Air Force recruiters. They are proud to be here and they are proud to recruit from Kansas residents for the 21st Century Air Force. And next we have the Navy recruiting station of Wichita East. Can you do that again?
One more.
And this is, of course, Team McConnell.
Hey, McConnell! All right.
McConnell Air Force Base is home to the 22nd Air Refueling Wing, the Air Force Reserves Command's 931st Air Refueling Wing, and the Kansas Air National Guard's 184th Intelligence Wing. And we also want to thank the families of our servicemen and women for all they do also to support this country. Oh, wait. This is all what you're seeing right now is part of McConnell Air Base. We have a bomb squad unit right here. Explosive ordnance disposal. They make things not go boom. And of course, the Air National Guard. And McConnell does have their own fire department, as we can see.
we are. Fun time.
And this is part of the 369th Transportation Company. Thank you for your service, gentlemen. And this is the Kansas National Guard 170th Support Maintenance Company. They have a Humvee and a Hemet. They also provide a lot of local support maintenance, and they keep everything running smoothly. And this is today's KFDI Radio. They've been the home of Wichita country music, and they've been serving the Wichita community in many ways. Christmas in a Box, you see here right at the front, that's one of those ways. They send packages from home to men and women serving overseas. And they've also teamed up with the National Catastrophe Restoration Incorporated for Christmas in a Box this year. So if you want to catch them after the parade to find out how you can help, they'd love to do that. And this is the Goldwing Touring Association, the Air Capital Wings, Wichita, Kansas. They do a number of rides to raise money for cancer research and the food bank right here in the community. And by the way, they welcome all motorcycle riders to their association. I can't hear you guys. And the Goldwyn Touring Association is also made up of veterans as well as POWs and the children and grandchildren of serving armed forces members. And this is the Wounded Warriors cement truck presented by Andale Ready Mix Central. It's made it their mission to honor and empower and help the men and women who have sacrificed everything so we can live in freedom in this country. Now they've painted the truck to raise awareness of the cause for the Wounded Warrior Project. They've been selected as the recipient of the money that they raise, and to date, $70,000 they've been able to donate. $70,000. And this is the Military Order of the Purple Heart. The mission is to foster a goodwill and camaraderie among combat wounded veterans. Thank you so much for your service, gentlemen. Can we get a round of applause for these gentlemen? All of the Purple Heart recipients have at least one from World War II to Korea, Vietnam. And a place in town where a lot of veterans get help is the Robert J. Dole VA Medical Center. Huge facility there. I was there just a few days ago talking to some of their veterans. And their care and services run the gamut from regular health care to also varying degrees of social service as well. And this white truck with the number 24 on it is the Vet Center. It's a branch of the Department of Veterans Affairs, and it serves veterans and their families by providing quality of care that adds to veterans' families and their communities. That includes professional counseling, education, community education, outreach. It's really a nice link between veterans and the U.S. Department of Veteran Services. And now we have the Disabled American Veterans. It's an organization chartered by Congress to help disabled military veterans and their families. Thank you so much for your service, folks. And next we have the AMVETS. They are a veteran nonprofit group, and the reason you can see that they're wearing orange is for Pound the Ground 22. It's a project to to raise awareness of veteran suicides. 22 veterans each day in this country are committing suicide, and they're working to prevent that. And next we have the Gold Star families. Now, to be a Gold Star family member, you have to lose a family member in combat. These families have sacrificed a lot. You can see the names and pictures of those that they have lost and those that they are remembering today. And I would encourage you over at Water Walk afterwards to take a look at all of these names and what they represent to all of these men and women who are part of the Gold Star families. And this is the JROTC leadership programs. A lot of teenagers, and of course they're saluting our veterans and those that have served. And of course, these gentlemen up here who are in uniform. And you can also see that they have a recreation of a World War II landing craft, is also known as the Higgins. The National World War II Museum in New Orleans is at the old Higgins factory. Higgins boats were used to land American forces on the D-Day beaches of Normandy. And we have the Maze cheerleaders. They are representing the Honor Flight, Kansas Honor Flight. Now the Honor Flight, I don't know if you know about that, they're a great group. They take veterans from World War II to Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan to see their respective memorials in Washington, D.C. They're a great organization. We actually cover them on the news all the time. And in this red Chevy, we have former POW Ray Avila, who served during World War II. He was a prisoner of war. Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Almost. And now we have the Military Officers Association of America. Nationwide, guess what? Their membership, 370,000. They are the largest military officers association. They include active, retired, National Guard, reserves. Their motto is never stop serving. Thank you, gentlemen. What number are we now?
No.
Oh, we're at 30. Here we go.
30.
And these next three trucks, starting with the Dodge, you can see the Semper Fi on the license plate. They're going to be Marines. They are part of the Marine Corps League. The Air Capital Detachment here in Wichita includes combat veterans who served in Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan. I talked to a few of them before the parade. They are still the few and they are still the proud. I have it on good authority that you never stop being a Marine. And right behind them, We have the Tornado Alley Young Marines. It's a Wichita-based youth group that was formed in 2002 by former Marines. They're part of a national organization. Can I get a louder one, gentlemen? That's right. The Tornado Alley Young Marines right back here. They're sponsored by the Marine Corps League and by the United States Marine Corps. And coming up in the blue Corvette is Mr. Lynn Rogers. He's a current USD 259 school board member, and he's currently running for state senate, and he wants to give a special thank you to all the veterans for their service and sacrifice, and also to remind everyone to get out and vote to protect the freedoms that these men and women have fought for. And coming up in front of us is the United States Submarine Veterans. They include those that have served aboard U.S. submarines from World War II to Korea to Vietnam and even the Cold War, a war that does not get mentioned that much, but yes, submarines served in the Cold War as well. Thank you for your service, gentlemen and lady. And now we have the United States Coast Guard. Created by an act of Congress actually in 1790. It's the oldest continuous service of the nation's seagoing armed forces. And here are the sons of the Confederate Veterans Camp. They encourage all members, anyone who has a verified bloodline connection to a Confederate ancestor who served in the war between the states from 1861 to 1865. And next is VFW Post 112. They are the oldest VFW post in Kansas. They were chartered in 1920. And currently they have members from World War II to the current conflict in Afghanistan. And today they're particularly paying tribute to the 70th anniversary of VE and VJ days and the end of hostilities in World War II. And this is the Wilbur Middle School Marching Band. Maybe they'll play us something if we ask nicely. Next we have the JROTC flag procession. These flags represent every flag flown over the territory of the United States since it was colonized in the 1500s. They were collected by Mr. Dave Martin, and they're presented here by the Wichita JROTC and leadership programs. There's about 80 flags. We think there's approximately 80 flags that have flown over the United States and its territories.
now we have one of the nation's largest JROTC school.
And coming up on you now is USD 259 JROTC and leadership programs. Guess what? It's one of the largest JROTC programs in the country. It includes high school and middle school students and to prepare them for leadership roles in the country. It also promotes graduation from high school and provides instruction and a number of community opportunities. There are 18 programs in the USD 259 district with more than 2,000 cadets enrolled, and most of them are probably walking in front of you right now. You are looking currently at the future of the United States military should these JROTC cadets choose to go on to the armed forces. And Heights High School is in front of me right now. And we are now passing the Kansas 61st Air Force JROTC cadets from Derby High School. Derby literally down the street from McConnell. And the JROTC programs I actually just learned are the benefactors of this year's parade. And this is the Daughters of the American Revolution. Now, it's a women's service organization dedicated to promoting historic preservation. It is open to any woman 18 years or older who can provide a lineal bloodline from the Revolutionary War. I need to call you guys. I have that. I haven't signed up. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. That one? Oh, yeah.
Trail Life USA.
And this is Trail Life USA. It's the American Heritage Girls. It's a Christ-centered organization for girls in kindergarten through the 12th grade. It's their mission to build women of integrity, and they promote outdoor adventure, character, and leadership. And they're chartered by the Teaching Parents Association of Kansas. Now, they may look like cars. Oh, no, 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 no. They are horseless carriages. The Wichita Horseless Carriage Club enjoys keeping the traditions of early transportation, and they restore and drive antique cars. And they want to thank all veterans for their service and giving us the freedom we have today. Let me hear your horns, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like a cow. Yeah. That one sounds like a cow. I heard a moo. Miscarriage Club is the Mid-Kansas Military Vehicle Preservation. They present and preserve the history of military vehicles. The members join together to restore and preserve and exhibit them. And the third car down, you'll see someone that looks awfully familiar to some of you. It is, of course, General MacArthur. We don't have a beach in the Philippines for you to walk on, I'm sorry. Maybe he'll come back next year and then we can ask, and then he can say, I shall return. I have returned.
Won't blow your cover, General.
I'm sure over at Waterwalk, if you want to know anything about any of these vehicles, I'm sure someone will be able to tell you the story behind them. Yes, I'm getting a thumbs up that that is in fact correct. Angels Home Healthcare is coming up right behind them. It is a Medicare paid benefit in your home, and it can be used with veterans benefits. They help a lot of our veterans so they can stay in their homes. And of course, they have pictures of their family members, of their family members who have served. And we have some patients back here as well. And you can see on the side of the truck that there are the names and military branches of some of their patients who they help on a continuing basis.
That truck Jones doesn't look like he's in a pickup truck.
He did not. And next up we have a group with David Dennis for County Commission. Just to remind you, I'm sure you know this, but Tuesday is Election Day. In case you've managed to avoid it this long, Tuesday is Election Day. And in the PT Cruiser is Buck Sergeant Gus Ellis. He is a Vietnam veteran, and he's the co-owner of the Wichita Trailer Company. Thank you for your service in Vietnam. And this is the Civitan Club of Wichita. It is a nonprofit service club promoting citizenship. The motto, building of good citizenship. It really is in the name, actually. Yeah. And we have George Washington. I assume George Washington. You could be Alexander Hamilton, too. Maybe. There we go. George Washington is a Vietnam veteran. And 46, we have Cox Communications, celebrating and saluting American veterans.
Got my pension plan coming every month from Cox. Here we go.
And coming up is the VFW Memorial Post 3115 Riders Group. I don't have any idea who these guys are. I don't. I'm actually a member of this group and if I was not doing this, I would be riding with them. One of them may or may not be married to me. I don't know if he wants to admit it. There we go. Third bike back with the flag and the bandana is my husband. Guys, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hi! And by the way, the Riders Group is available to honor the veteran in your life, whether that be through a funeral escort, flag lines, weddings, maybe bar mitzvahs, I don't know. Sure, we'll do a bar mitzvah. And it's complimentary, so just let us know. And the little red truck, it's a support vehicle for bikers since 2008. And they provide coffee, donuts, and water for all organizations.
That's the Corvette Club, 25 Corvettes.
Now, this next group is full of Corvettes. It's all Corvettes. So I guess you may be able to guess it is the Corvette Club.
Right here, underwriter of the parade.
Oh. And the Corvette Club, can we get a round of applause for them? Because they are a major underwriter of this parade and they make it possible for us to do it. And you've seen a lot of people riding in Corvettes, a lot of our pageant winners and so on, and that's not coincidence. They're giving the motorcycle riders a run for their money. That's right. I know y'all can be louder than that. And there are 25 Corvettes in the Corvette Club. And they say they're proud to drive the true American sports car. Oh, that's a Corvette Stingray. We got a classic up here. We got a classic 1960s powder blue. Sir, I would look fabulous in that car. I see a GoPro on one of the cars. Oh yeah. That's how you get the full Corvette driving experience, right? There's actually 3 Corvette clubs in this. It's the South Winds Corvette Club, the Air Capital Corvette Club, and the National Corvette Restorers Society of Wichita. Oh, I bet he races. And next we have Heartland Home Health and Hospice and Ambassador of Goodwill Clowns. These were not the scary clowns you heard in the news lately, I promise you. Yes. Heartland Home Health and Hospice Care is committed to programs that ensure that veterans have a good quality of life, and our community is also aware of them so that no veteran will die alone. There's a puppy. Hi, honey. How are you? Oh, he stopped. I'm a sucker for puppies. And now we have Larry and Benita Elsasser. I hope I got that right. This is a 1962 M151 Ford built military police Jeep, and it was restored to original condition by Larry, who is driving it.
Hey, Larry.
It has the unit markings while in Germany from 1963 to 1966. He was in A Company 385th Military Police Battalion, 7th Army. And next is Home Health of Kansas. They provide home health, private duty, and hospital services. They are a level 4 partner with the We Honor Veterans programs. Thank you so much for helping out our veterans. And this is the Junk Pro truck. They professionally remove junk, and guess what, guys? You never know you need them until you need them.
Thank you for being here.
And they are committed to helping veterans and making sure the community is aware of the endless sacrifices that they go through. And next, if it looks like 1952 just happened, because it's the Mid-Kansas Vintage Thunderbird Club. All these entries are either classic or vintage Ford Thunderbirds from the Mid-Kansas Vintage Club, the Mid-Kansas Vintage Thunderbird Club, and the Wichita Classic Thunderbirds. It's the club's mission to preserve Ford Thunderbirds from 1955 to today. The bubblegum pink ladies, I love it. The Thunderbird clubs have a lot of veterans involved. They have veterans who have served in Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, and many who have served in the National Guard. But the main purpose of the club is to enjoy themselves and have fun, which I think everyone here can get behind. Oh. Oh, it's a beautiful color. That's a teal color. My mother loves teal cars. She would love that one. That is a beautiful Thunderbird. See, 1966 one right here.
Looks great.
Two different Thunderbird clubs here from today. Classic and vintage ones. And we have an Air Force veteran driving the red one. And also the gray one right behind it. The float coming up here is the Kansas Country Cloggers, clogging to patriotic music and paying tribute to the many men and women who have served in war times. And specifically, they're celebrating the National Defense Act of 1960. This is the centennial of that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a nice workout right there. And here we have the PC Mustangs. There are 14 Mustangs in this group. They are Mustang car enthusiasts. And the club was started in 2012, and they already have 160 members. 160 members. The classic American muscle car.
Totally.
And the Mustang Group also wants everyone to know that they're passionate about helping their community. And following it right behind is Pepsi. You can see on the front they have a banner that have the veterans that currently work for them. Veteran employment, very important.
Tap you here. Oh, there you go,
Ooh.
Corey.
Fun fact, Wild Cherry Pepsi is my guilty pleasure. Wild Cherry Pepsi, big fan. She is cute. I'm in love with this car. It's from 1978.
Gremlin.
Is that a Gremlin?
No.
It's a Pacer.
Pacer.
Oh.
Pacer.
And that is Bob Millen driving it. Hi, Bob. How are you doing? And we have the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Department. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your service to all you do for this community. I know you guys spend a lot of time away from your families putting up with people you shouldn't have to. I don't think you're actually in the Sheriff's Department. I think you're a little young. They also have members of the Officer Cadet Unit here walking alongside their vehicles here. And now we have another Mustang Club. It is the South Central Kansas Mustang Club. They are the Mustang Club of America Representative Club. They're dedicated to the preservation, restoration, and love of the Mustang. And they also want to wish our veterans the very best. And a lot of these cars you'll see on the side, they have a sticker on the side that denote that there is a veteran who is driving the vehicle or in the vehicle. We have an Air Force veteran up here, a U.S. Army veteran. We have Navy and Army in this one.
What's he doing?
He wants to make noise. Yeah. And next we have the Wichita Union Label and Services Trades Council. That's right, they're reminding everyone to keep American jobs and also honoring veterans for their service. And they're tossing out American-made candy, Tootsie Rolls. Oh. And this truck is still part of the Union label. It says, Union proud, we stand together to protect our rights, our families, and the American dream. Oh, next we have the Wheat State Falcon Car Club. The 1963 Red Falcon convertible driven by Philip and Shelley Nelson. In the car is Philip's father, Gary Nelson. He is a petty chief officer retired. Thank you for your service, sir. In the 1956 light blue. No, that's not the convertible. Which one am I looking at? Oh no, the blue hardtop is driven by Tim and Diane Sutherland. The light blue convertible, that is a lovely shade of blue, is driven by Cliff McKay. He is a Navy veteran. Thank you for your service. And in the 47 Plymouth, that is a beautiful car. I would look good in that car.
That's a bit low.
And this is Nothing But Love. It is a worldwide club started in Pennsylvania that now has chapters nationwide. It's a family, bike, and car club. They represent folks from the low rider community and have a number of clubs involved with them. It's very cool. And you can see people of all ages involved with that. And the Nothing But Love community is here to show support for their loved ones and friends and family that have served in the military. That's pretty cool. It's amazing. This is incredible. I don't know how they're doing this. They have 25 cars total in the parade today. They're all part of the either lowriders or part of the lowrider community. And the very last entry of the parade, this is the Wichita Police Department. We have the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit, and right behind them is the SWAT vehicle. And we really want to take a moment to thank all the officers who have provided security for today's parade. And of course we have Wichita Police on horseback as well. Are you? Oh, you guys are from Fort Riley. And our last four horses are from Fort Riley. All the way from Fort Riley. Wow.
We didn't have you on the
list.
Hey, heard y'all were having a parade. Just rode down.
They just showed up. We love that. Well, thank you for being here. And the street sweepers mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote. And that will conclude the 15th annual Wichita Veterans Day Parade, brought to you by Spirit Air Systems.